Good morning, everyone. My name is Angela Fazio. Welcome to Moms in Real Estate. Today's guest is Stephanie Mainville. She's built an over $10 million a year business in less than 4 years, and she's never spent a dollar on marketing. She's going to share how she's been strengthened through struggles and has become an expert by necessity. So let's get started.
Angela Fazio is an industry powerhouse who has overseen 40,000 homes sold and $9 billion in production. And Kristen Cantrell is one of the nation's most accomplished team leaders, helping thousands of agents build their businesses. They are passionate about educating, encouraging, and empowering moms in real estate. Our next episode starts now.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Welcome, Stephanie, and my beautiful co-host, Kristen Cantrell. I'm really excited to talk today. Stephanie, get us started. Tell us a little bit about your life and just give us a little background.
Okay, so I started in real estate almost 4 years ago, and it was just a crazy time. My husband and I were restarting. We had just had a baby not that long ago. We had a toddler. And things were just crazy. So I ended up going to real estate school, and things just kind of took off from there. A lot of good and a lot of bad.
Yeah, getting started in real estate is hard enough all by yourself, but with little kids, it's quite a challenge.
Definitely.
Well, and Chase started his pool company right when we went into real estate. So you guys were both starting new businesses at the same time with 2 little kids.
Yes, we were both restarting. We ended up moving back in with parents, which was interesting in itself. And then we had a 9-month-old that I was still breastfeeding while I went to real estate school. So I had to plan my classes kind of around that. And I was like, okay, I have this long until I hurry up and get back, and I've got to feed him. And then I can go and study, and who's going to watch them? And my husband was like working all the time too. And his was more time consuming outside of the home. So, I got to juggle it at home with the kiddos. So that was always kind of my balancing act, which I'm thankful for, because at this point in my life, I feel like you kind of just get used to the juggle a little bit. Not saying that you always you always have them all going at once, but it's definitely been a good learning lesson.
One of the things that really touched me about your story is how much of a struggle it was in the beginning. And you've been really transparent with us. I'm really excited for these ladies who are watching to hear your story. So tell us what you can share about that.
Oh, man. Okay. Well, going back to the very beginning, like I said, we had moved in with family to kind of make the ends meet. Really, honestly, we had our first home, and family members actually talked us into renting it out for the time being, just to kind of see what was going to happen. And so we reluctantly rented it out for a year, which ended up being all right. It worked out for us. The market was going up, so that was good for us, a year later. But during that time, it was really a struggle, and we had no income. Any income that we had, my husband was doing a lot of side jobs at the time just to put some food on the table. And sadly, it's such an embarrassing moment of my life, but it was good for me, and it really did teach me a lot. But we ended up having to go on like food stamps and different assistance programs just to put food on the table for the kiddos. And at one point, it was really a struggle just to buy diapers. And I remember that being just such a low moment. But at the same time, I was like, I never want to be here again. Mm-hmm. I don't want to have to be at this point where I can't go out and buy the things that I want to buy for my kids, especially the things that they need.
Yeah.
So, that was really my driving force. I feel like I woke up every single day with a fire under my butt just to get going. Even though some mornings it was pretty hard to just get out of bed and face the reality of the day. And sometimes in real estate, you feel like you don't see the reward right away. It's a lot of putting in a lot of effort. And then in 3 months, you're going to see that reward. And so I had to remind myself every single day that everything that I'm doing today is something that I'm going to be rewarded for in 3 months or 4 months. And so just sticking to that mantra and pushing myself every day was you know, that mental battle that you have to push yourself.
Yes, for sure. I get goosebumps when you tell me that, because you and I both share that, the extreme struggle when you're like trying to do something new, and in the best case scenario, all the ducks would be in a row so that you can just focus on trying something new.
Right.
And that's, you feel like a loser anyway when you first start in real estate, because you say stupid things, and you everyone says no to you, and you feel this big just as a person anyway, and you're trying to pump your mind up every day, and then you're broke. Because Chuck and I were so broke. So broke. I felt like a complete loser, that we would have to go over to his parents' house to get some food. You know, I was 30 years old. He was a lot older. You know, that's embarrassing. But, you know, I would not trade that for the world.
Right.
Because
that's really my same. That's my same story. It's like, you know, as hard as that was, it was such a good learning lesson. And it really did, like I said, it lit a fire under me to just push forward and to do it. And my husband too. I mean, he's grown his business, Desert Bloom Pool Care, an insane amount in a short amount of time. And same for real estate, which has been great. But at the time too, to kind of get into some of the social media stuff, maybe a little bit early here, but that was really my driving force. It was like, I have little kids at home. How am I supposed to go door knock every weekend and open house all weekend? And my husband's working all the time, and we don't have the resources to pay for babysitters and things like that. So I just kind of dug in and was like, what is going to be my thing?
Yeah, you know what? This is what I was saying in the introduction, that you have built an amazing business in a short amount of time with no marketing dollars.
Yeah.
And at the same time, blessing, you're this expert at social media. Absolutely beautiful work. So some people think, oh, she's just she just probably, well, I don't know what people think. They think probably crazy or natural, but talk a little bit about that, because I think that's really exciting about you.
Yeah.
Hopefully they think all good things, but honestly, the social media stuff kind of came randomly. It was just something that I was doing for fun almost. Right around the time that I started in real estate, Instagram was still really new. Nobody was really using Instagram in the real estate world, at least not that I knew of. And I just started doing these home tours on my phone. And at first it started on Facebook. I was doing these Facebook Live videos. I would go live every single week. That was just something that I decided I could go and do. And I kind of planned that around my kids' preschool time. So I would do that, and I started seeing the payoff from it. I would get these messages and comments from people, and people really seemed to like them. And if I skipped a week, I would have messages from people that were like, hey, where were you? You know, where was our video? We wanted to see the model homes. Even people that weren't necessarily in the market just liked to watch them. So it was really helping my engagement either way. And so that was pretty cool to see. And so I was like, you know, I bet I could do even more with social media. And that was what kind of pushed me to do even more marketing, more photos. I took more time to build content. And then that just really became my thing, my lead generator, my prospecting method. And at the time, like I said, we were broke. We had no money for all these fancy marketing things. And, you know, when you first start in real estate, there's about 100 different ways to prospect that get thrown at you. And you're like, okay, now what do? I just got to take it all and run, right? And so it really came down to, I had someone tell me once back then, but it was like, I was like, I don't have a thing. Like, I don't door knock. I don't do mailers. I don't farm. Like, I don't have a thing. Yes, you do. You have a thing. Social media is your thing. So stick with social media. And I don't know why that didn't like come to my mind before this person hit me over the head with it. And I just was like, all right, I guess I'm going to run with it. And if that's my thing, I know that being persistent and consistent are going to be the things that help me win overall. So I just dedicated my time and myself to that, and pushed through and did it, and moved on to Instagram, which has actually been my favorite platform by far.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you do such an excellent job. And I know we dialogue about it a lot, but I just, you know, you show up, like you're saying, consistently, persistently, everything like is very intentional that you do, and it's awesome. Like you don't have 30,000 followers by any means, like, but you have this solid group of people that are there and they want to see what you're doing and they engage with you. And I love watching it. I think it's awesome.
Thank you.
I'm
really true. It doesn't matter how many followers you have.
Right.
You know, you can build a strong tribe, and that's really all that you need.
Yes.
I'm really excited to see the women that are being attracted to your business model, like the team that you are creating and the people that you are attracting. It's a force. It's like you put all of these people together who hunger to utilize that talent that God's given you, and you put it all together. You guys are going to be unstoppable. That is really exciting.
I'm so excited. The team is, just really getting started in my eyes, and they so far have done amazing. I feel like it's definitely a niche market. But like you said, there's so many people that are craving the social media side of marketing. And back when I started in real estate, I started on a team. I learned some great sales methods and some great tactics. But at the end of the day, I felt like I'm failing because I would go to my masterminds or different groups like that. And that was when I was like, I don't have a thing because what I do doesn't look like what everybody else is doing. And I kind of did that comparison. Then I already had a lot going on in my brain at the time, in my mind. And I was just like, oh man, I'm not doing what I should be doing. But at the end of the day, I just didn't know that I was doing what I was meant to be doing. And so I've heard that from so many people. You guys have given me the opportunity to go ahead and teach social media classes over at the forum. And that's been a blast. But the number one thing that I would hear afterwards was that they needed more. They needed more accountability. They needed more hand-holding. They wanted to be able to talk to me more. And so that's really where the team blossomed and came from. And it's been kind of reflecting what happened in my with my real estate business. It just kind of blossomed on its own. It really just, it was needed. It needed to happen. So there's people out there who want to go that route, and I'm so excited to be able to help them.
Yeah, and I love it because it's all across the board too. I feel like everyone that talks about you, it's like, in real estate agents in general, I feel like I talk to hundreds of them, and I feel like the number one thing that they struggle with is social media. And let's take Facebook out of it. Instagram's like a huge struggle for people, and you do it so naturally and seamlessly that like people just are like, how do I do that? And it's true. Like I go to your social media class, and afterwards I'm like, I need her more often. Like I need her to be like a weekly coach. And I feel like your girls on your team, they show up similarly to you. Like they are consistent. They're consistent and persistent like you, and they're doing such a fabulous job. So you're doing so good at leading them.
So one of the things that I'm noticing that just comes to my mind that I think that our audience needs to hear is sometimes we're like so close to our own self, we don't see how we've been uniquely blessed. And that's another reason why I like to bring a variety of people onto the show, because there are people sitting at home going, I don't have a thing. I don't have a thing. Everybody has a thing. That's what's so amazing about real estate. You have a thing. You just have to learn how to identify it, and then you need to put it to work for you, right?
Right.
No, for me, for me, it was open houses. I loved open houses. I loved door knocking. That was so much fun for me. And that was my thing. And it happened to be in the box. But these days, there is no box. There's no box. You can find out how do you best relate to people, and then you go do that.
Yep.
Exactly. And it's been so amazing. And you're right. You know, we kind of get in our own way. We get in our own heads. And I've done that. And I still do it sometimes when we're starting something new. And it's like, okay, I got to get over this hurdle and do this and do that. But now over that course of time, I remember, for example, back when I said my son and my daughter were in preschool, it took a lot for me to put my kids into preschool. We did not have the extra money. It was really stressful. But I remember I would have these conversations with myself in my mind, and I was like, you know what? If you put your kids in preschool, you're going to find a way to make it happen. You're going to find a way to pay that bill. Your business is going to double because you did it, because now you have to push even harder and you're going to do it. And so it was like, I imagined myself in my mind just taking this leap, all right, here I am. We're just going to make it work. We're going to figure it out. And so that was something that I just continued to do. And I kept monologuing in my own mind, like, this is it. I have to do it. And
that's a strong point. You have to talk to yourself all the time, because, people say, Angela, how are you so confident? Well, I am, but I'm a person too. Like, you never get rid of insecurities. You never get rid of them. There's still that little voice that says, you're going to try this and you're going to suck at it. Or it's not going to work. Or when you talk to that person, they're not going to receive you, and that chatter means that I've got to talk back and say, nope. You know what? I've had this example and this example and this example of triumph, and I will have another one, right? Mm-hmm. So that constant monologue has to happen. I can't stop saying that to people. You cannot let the little stupid voices in your head go without you talking back to them.
We just talked about, was it like last week? I was telling you, it's something that I feel like everyone's going to always go through.
Especially during this kind of a time of such uncertainty, where uncertainty is everywhere we look. It's in the grocery aisles. It's with our kids. It's with our jobs. It's with other people. And so in those times, we need to really pay attention to the way that we're thinking. Mm-hmm. Right? And
mindset was huge. And I think that was probably, the monetary aspect and everything else that happened to me my first year in real estate was amazing. But I needed that mindset shift because I was struggling so hard over that last year. Mentally, I really was. I was just struggling. I was angry. I wanted more for my life, and really just to overcome that hurdle in my mind was huge.
So talk to the lady. Say, hey, this is what I did. Like, not just self-talk. Can you think of some examples of what you did to push yourself through that?
It was a lot of little things, but I remember I had to have a really strict routine. And I kept telling myself, there's so many things that I can't change, right? I can't control in my life that happen to me or happen in our lives. But there are things that I can control. And for me, I was like, I can control how successful I will be. And I can control going to the gym. At that time, I was like, those are the two things I need right now. I need to go, release some energy. It wasn't even about losing weight. It was just like, I need to go and do something physical. And then going to my job and just crushing it. I was like, I can do this. I can do this every day. I can control exactly what I do to put myself on the right path to succeed. And so that was just what I did. And I was like, I'm going to listen to the positive podcasts. I'm going to listen to all the mindset books and have the abundance mindset. I put sticky notes all over my mirrors. And it was like, I am, worthy of being wildly successful, things like that. I would put that on my mirror. And I would say it while I would get ready, along with, like I said, when I would take my kids to preschool and I would bump them up just one more day. And I was like, I know that if I get one more day in during the week, I'm going to make that, 6 hours the most packed, full, awesome 6 hours that day. I'm going to take complete advantage of those 6 hours. And that was something that I did. It was like my kids would go to school and I was still the person that would go and pick them up. Mm-hmm. But during that time that my kids were gone, I was like, this is it. This is my time to shine. I need to go and just crush it during the 6 hours. And I still continue to do that. I've told my team girls, unless I have appointments, for the most part, you will not see me in the office after 3 o'clock in the afternoon on a weekday, because I'm picking up my kids from school. Mm-hmm. The rest of my work I can do from home. So if you need me, call me. That's just something I've stuck to for my entire business, and I refuse to let it go, really, unless I have to show houses, which I'll go do.
I feel like when we were doing Moms in Real Estate 2 years ago, I heard this consistently from different moms that were like, I work from 9 to 2:30 or 3, and I'm making 6 figures, or I'm doing whatever they're doing that was awesome. And I was like, I would have never thought that was possible, but I see it over and over and over. And you're somebody that's so funny, because you've told me before, like, I don't like to work after 3. And I'm like, oh, that's like, that you just don't. And that's awesome. You make it work with what, the hours that you want to work.
Right. And I say I don't like to work after 3. I can work from my car. Most of our job after that point is like in the afternoon. It's usually appointment based. But I will spend my day in the mornings as soon as my kids get off to school, and as soon as, in that time frame, that 6 or 8 hours, it's like, this is grind time. This is the time prospecting. I'm building content. I've cut back. I'll say, nope, guys, I can't go to lunch. We need to do a quick lunch today because I only have 6 or 8 hours. I've got to pack as much as I can into this. But that's because I want to go pick up my kids afterwards. If I have no appointments, I'm picking up my kids from school. I'm taking them to dance or whatever it is. And that's just been something that I've wanted to continue. And you're right. I truly believe anybody can make, in real estate, any mom can go ahead and make 6 figures and still be there at carpool.
Yeah.
You know what I learned in quarantine? This is from Angela. What did Angela learn in quarantine? That there were so many things that I was doing before that was just checking off the box. Like, I'm going to give you an example. Hey, when you work, this is what it means to work. You have to, you have to show up at a certain time, and you can't leave until this time. And in the whole middle of it, you need to, all of these rules that I didn't even know I had in my head.
Oh my gosh, same.
I was like my husband and I talk about it all the time now. Like, what made us think that we needed to sit in that box, that whatever those rules that we made up in our head, I have, through the EXP virtual stuff, and I have gotten more done in the last 7 weeks than I probably did in the last 7 months. And it's a mind shift of stop checking off the box, doing the things that aren't important, and go and be focused. Like, you are focused. Decide what you got to get done and get it done. So excited.
Yes, that's exactly it. It's just dedicating yourself and putting aside the excuses and taking that leap of faith. It really is. Yeah.
So tell us, how are people reaching out to you for new business through Instagram? Like, how does that go? How does that work for you?
They say that it all goes down in the DMs, and that's something I tell my girls all the time. Like, it is so true. If people are validating, their people that they're dating or whatever on social media, they're constantly, I don't know about you guys, but I go to Facebook or Instagram to look up other businesses. And that's just kind of where we all go to validate someone. So I think it's kind of cool that I've been able to take my brand of who I am and throw that out there on social media. And then, I still do prospecting in a sense. It might look a little bit different, or you may not even know that it's me prospecting, but I do. And so a lot of times people will just send me a message. They're like, hey, you know what? I saw that you posted this. Or, I post things that I know that are my pain points for a lot of my buyers or my sellers. Being really clear on who your ideal clients are. That's huge. That way I know exactly what kind of pain points they're facing. And then I can push that out there to them and give them the value and the knowledge that they're craving. And then in turn, they usually reach out to me for more information. So a lot of times it kind of is like those social media classes, you know what I mean? I've given you a lot of tools and a lot of knowledge, but okay, well, how do I run with that? How do I take that and go to the next step? So a lot of times they'll reach out to me via message and just ask for help.
Well, you're looking for people. I mean, can you help more people?
I can help more people always. Yes.
Okay. So I just realized I blew it. You guys want to see what I blew?
What?
Darn it.
Oh,
I did that. We'll have it for the last 5 minutes. Oh, man. So tell people if they want, what are the kinds of things I know you can help real estate agents, right?
Yes, I help real estate agents build their business through social media marketing. So I always say that we're the social sales agents. We're using attraction-based marketing. Everything is super value-driven. And so if that's something that you're wanting to look into or wanting to explore, maybe you're already kind of dabbling in it a little bit and you're not seeing a lot of success, I'd love to help you. That would be amazing. You can reach out on Instagram. My normal name is down here at the bottom. I highly contemplated using my Instagram handle. Not gonna lie.
Well, can you post? Do you see comments on your screen? Can you post comments or no? I don't know if it's on your end.
I think so. Let me see. Oh no, I cannot.
All right. Well, that's okay. After this, we'll put it up.
Yes, put it up. Super easy. Go find me on Instagram, Facebook, message me. And so, yeah, it's just been amazing. I would love to help any other agents.
Great. So, and our audience out there, we are always looking for amazing moms in real estate like Stephanie. So if you want to be on our show, reach out to me or Kristen and let us know you want to be on, because we want to start just bringing this kind of message forever to all of you wonderful women out there. Stephanie, thank you so much for being on the show. I know that you've inspired. The comments are amazing, and that will keep going throughout the week. Reach out to Stephanie if you guys want to work with her. Kristen, thank you so much for today, and thank you all for watching. God bless you guys and have a wonderful week.
Thank you.
Bye.